Madara Uchiha. Alright, I know this guy isn't just some theoretical debate topic when it comes to beating the 5 Kage. He actually did it, but I'm bringing him up first because he's the gold standard. If you want to compare someone's strength, this is the nightmare you gotta measure up to. When Kabuto summoned Madara with Edo Tensei, what followed was a one-sided massacre. Madara walked into battle with every cheat code activated, an immortal body, unlimited chakra, and auto-regeneration thanks to Edo Tensei. That alone made every normal attack from the 5 Kage completely useless. And then there's his Rinnegan. This man was straight up absorbing their ninjutsu like it was nothing. Even Onoki's dust release, which is supposed to disintegrate targets at the molecular level, got casually shut down. Because in front of the Rinnegan, everybody's just another NPC. Now, credit where it's due, Tsunade went all out. With strength of 100 seal activated, she had enough raw power to crack through Suzanu's ribcage. Madara actually acknowledged her strength, which is a rare compliment from him. But did he look worried? Nope. He just leveled up his defense and went right back to folding the Kage like laundry. And when Gaara hit him with Grand Sand Mausoleum, a sealing technique that could have actually been a problem for Edo Tensei, Madara flexed his Susanoo, split the sand, and walked out like nothing happened. Yeah, this man was really something. So, the Raikage was already crazy fast with his lightning cloak, but when Onoki boosted him with lightweight boulder jutsu, man turned into a speed demon, moving at near light speed. At that point, dodging wasn't even an option for most ninjas, but Madara just stood there. Only Minato and the 3rd Raikage can match A's speed, but Madara was just like, cool story bro, add me to the list. Then came the ultimate power move. Madara spawned 25 wood clones using wood release, multiple wood clone technique, and each one pulled out its own Susanoo. What started as a 5v1 turned into 25v5 real quick. At that point, you know the fight's over. Every single clone had enough power to give a Kage a hard time. And Mei Terumi, her lava release and hidden mist meant nothing against an entire squad of armored giants. And then, as if that wasn't disrespectful enough, Madara finally decided to get serious. Perfect Susanoo, a colossal chakra warrior that could slice mountains. At that moment, the 5 Kage weren't even opponents anymore. They were bugs standing in the way of a literal god. If Madara is the measuring stick, then anyone trying to defeat the 5 Kage better have Madara level destruction, defense strong enough to tank dust release and Tsunade's punches, speed to outpace the Onoki A combo, a way to counter Gaara's sealing techniques, enough chakra to last an extended battle. Interesting, right? Here, we don't just watch anime. We live every character, every story, every emotion. Don't miss out on exclusive content and fresh takes you won't find anywhere else. Hit that subscribe button now and become part of the most passionate and creative anime community out there. Thanks for the support. This journey wouldn't be the same without you. Next, Hashirama. Let's get one thing straight. Hashirama could have wiped out the allied shinobi forces and the 5 Kage just as easily as Madara did. A lot of people like to say, well, the Kage actually put up a good fight against Madara. Yeah, no, that's not how it went down. Look at this. When he was revived through Rinne Tensei, he was extremely exhilarated, finally able to unleash his full power. This means that, in a way, the Edo Tensei had been restricting his strength. Madara didn't care one bit about losing the immortality of the Edo Tensei body. And here, according to Hashirama's words, Madara is regaining his strength upon being revived, which implies that Edo Madara, living Madara. So if anyone knows Madara's true power, it's the guy who fought him 1v1 for years. Now, here's the real kicker. Madara was holding back against the Kage. Edo Madara was just playing around. He was fighting for fun. He was basically using the Kage as test dummies to gauge their strength, make them show all their moves, and then stomp them. As far as he was concerned, the entire allied shinobi forces were beneath him. The only fight he was actually interested in was Hashirama. In reality, Madara was only hit twice during this battle, but in both cases, he intentionally allowed himself to be struck. The first time was to show off Hashirama's face on his chest and demoralize his opponents. The second time, Tsunade didn't actually hit Madara, but only struck a clone of him, a tactic designed to eliminate Tsunade, who was responsible for healing from the fight. So let's get this straight. A weaker, non-serious Madara still destroyed the 5 Kage. And according to Madara himself, fighting them wasn't even remotely close to fighting Hashirama. Translation: if Hashirama fought the Kage with zero hesitation, Tsunade included, he would wipe them out. Now, let's talk wood style. Hashirama's wood style was god tier. He could literally control nature itself on a ridiculous scale. We're talking deep forest emergence, a whole-ass jungle popping up instantly, a wood dragon that could clamp down on the Nine Tails like it's a toy. And if Madara had Susanoo, then Hashirama had something even nastier, the wood golem, a colossal beast that could throw hands with perfect Susanoo and level the battlefield with ease. Now add Sage mode to the mix. With that, Hashirama unlocked Sage Art, Shinsu Senju, aka the Thousand-Armed Buddha. And this thing didn't just fight Kurama wrapped in Susanoo, it overpowered it. Like, let's be real, the 5 Kage almost died trying to stop one meteor. What are they supposed to do against Shinsu Senju? This thing is on a completely different scale. There's literally no jutsu in the Kage's arsenal that can counter something that insanely massive. And if this was an actual battle, Hashirama would open with Deep Forest Emergence, split up the Kage, and completely ruin their formation. Then 1,000 punches. And if you break that down, that's like 200 punches per Kage. Yeah, good luck surviving that. Hashirama had speed, Sage mode, raw strength, and if, somehow, the Kage actually managed to land a hit on him, it just didn't matter. His healing ability was stronger than Tsunade's.
White Mask Obito. At this stage, Obito had Kamui, a completely busted space-time jutsu that turned him into a literal ghost. Physical attacks, ninjutsu, forget it. Everything just phased right through him like he wasn't even there. This ability alone let him go toe-to-toe with KCM Naruto, Might Guy, Kakashi, and Killer Bee. Basically an all-star lineup just as strong and fast as the 5 Kage. So here's the real question. If that squad couldn't take him down, what makes anyone think the 5 Kage could? Now, sure, Obito didn't have Susanoo, the ultimate defense, but who needs it when you've got Kamui? He could spam that thing almost non-stop, and honestly, the Kage didn't have many solid counters for it. Tsunade got insane physical strength thanks to the strength of 100 seal, but against Kamui, completely useless. She can punch mountains into dust, but against Obito, might as well be punching air. Gaara, his Grand Sand Mausoleum, could seal away some Jinchuriki, but it's just not fast enough to catch Obito. Now we have Onoki. It's fair to say he was the strongest Kage at that time. Dust Release is undeniably powerful, no question about it, but good luck trying to hit Obito with it, since he can just phase through attacks. Obito has an entire dimension, and he can simply slip right into it. Rikudou, he moves at near light speed, but there's no point when you can't land a hit. So yeah, unless the Kage had some hacks counter to Kamui, they didn't. They weren't winning that fight. Alright, sure the Kage could try to work together, time Kamui's cooldown, and find an opening to attack. Sounds like a plan, but don't forget, Obito isn't just a Kamui spammer. He's also controlling the 6 paths of pain, aka 6 reanimated Jinchuriki, each powered by tailed beast chakra and perfectly synchronized through the Rinnegan. These guys are walking disasters, each easily on par with, or even stronger than a Kage in raw power. See, while Madara flexed on the Kage with perfect Susanoo, Obito played it differently. He didn't rely on brute force. Instead, he created pressure from multiple angles, forcing the Kage to split up and making them easier to pick off. So how would this fight actually go? Obito wouldn't even need to throw a single punch. He could just stand there, phasing through every attack with Kamui, while his 6 Paths gang jumped the Kage. With Tailed Beast Chakra backing them up, these Jinchuriki would keep the Kage on the defensive the entire time. White Mask Obito, with Kamui and the 6 Paths of Pain, was an unsolvable puzzle for the Kage. Not only would he beat them, but he'd do it in a way that almost looked effortless, all thanks to Kamui, an ability they simply had no counter for. Only top-tier monsters like KCM Naruto or EMS Sasuke had the speed and hacks needed to actually challenge him. The 5 Kage, no matter how strong they were, against this Obito, they were just prey caught inside his world. KCM Minato. In the world of Naruto, some characters break past the limits of what should even be possible. Minato Namikaze is one of them. When he combined KCM, Kurama Chakra mode, Edo Tensei, and Perfect Sage mode during the Fourth Great Ninja War, he basically broke the game. He turned into something way beyond the normal rules of battle. Like I said, if you want to take down the 5 strongest ninja from the 5 great villages, you need 3 things: insane speed, genius level tactics, a way to completely shut down your enemies. Minato, he's got all 3 maxed out. Let's not forget KCM Naruto. He was fast enough to keep up with Kage in Lightning Cloak. Then we saw KCM Naruto actually become a threat to White Mask Obito, while KCM barely made a dent. Now imagine all that, but with Minato's perfect ninja instincts and years of combat experience. Yeah, that's next level mastery. And here's the real cheat code. Minato had Edo Tensei, meaning infinite respawns, unlimited chakra, and auto-healing from even the worst injuries. Basically, the guy had plot armor built into his reanimation settings, but honestly, he didn't even need it. The dude already had half of Kurama sealed inside him. Y'all saw how Kurama's chakra could heal Naruto, right? That chakra pool is ridiculous. We don't even need to argue about it. Edo Tensei is just an extra flex at this point. I'm only mentioning it because, after his death, we got to see him activate KCM. Minato also had Sage mode, but the story barely showed it. This means he could boost his reflexes and perception even further and use Froggy Kumite, a technique so sneaky that even the Byakugan struggles to catch it. Now, take that, add insane speed, ridiculous strength, and Edo Tensei level healing, and you get something far beyond base Minato or even Edo Nagato in raw combat effectiveness. So, did the 5 Kage ever stand a chance against KCM2 Minato? With KCM2, Minato had Kurama's chakra at full throttle. His speed and power were on a completely different level. And don't forget, Flying Thunder. God is a space-time jutsu. It's faster than Kamui, which, by the way, has a cooldown. FTG, no cooldown. The only requirement is chakra. And Minato had half of Kurama inside him. Chakra problems is not a thing. That means the A and Onoki speed combo would completely useless. Minato was faster than both of them combined, and Rikudou alone, forget it. Even with Lightning Cloak, he was nowhere near KCM2 Minato's level. So what about the rest? Mei's acidic mist and lava, Mei's immense physical strength, Onoki's dust release, Rikudo's speed, and Gaara's sealing techniques. All of these become useless when they can't even touch their opponent. KCM2, Minato wasn't just untouchable. He was playing an entirely different game. And FTG is an incredibly powerful defensive technique. To land a hit on Minato, you have no option but to predict where he will appear next. And that's no easy task. He can place his marking anywhere, even on your neck. In a hypothetical battle scenario, Minato would cleverly use Flying Raijin to eliminate Tsunade first, either defeating her or simply teleporting her away, breaking the team's ability to recover. After that, he would dodge every attack and take down each Kage one by one with swift and precise Rasengan or kunai strikes. Yeah, his style. Imagine this. Gaara barely starts lifting his sand, and before he even blinks, Minato's already behind him, smiling. "You're a little slow, buddy." That's the reality the 5 Kage have to face. They have no way to match Minato's speed or counter his teleportation tactics. And here's the best part. You know what I haven't even mentioned yet? Madara wiped the floor with the 5 Kage using raw power. His perfect Susanoo was just too much. Minato had tailed beast mode. Still think he wouldn't win? DMS Kakashi. For a brief but insanely powerful moment in the Fourth Great Ninja War, Naruto fans witnessed the ultimate glow-up of an already legendary ninja, Kakashi Hatake. After receiving both Mangekyo Sharingan and Six Paths Chakra from Obito, my man went from elite Jonin to literal demigod in one move. Dual Mangekyo Sharingan, DMS. Kakashi was a storm. Short-lived but powerful enough to wipe out anything in his way. And looking back at the brutal beatdown the 5 Kage suffered at Madara's hands, the real question is, could Kakashi, with perfect Susanoo and Kamui, take them down in the short time he had? Oh, absolutely, no doubt. Look at this. He had a freaking Susanoo. The moment he awakened Dual Mangekyo, he immediately busted out a full-body Susanoo, fully armored, wielding a massive sword that could slice mountains in half like butter. Its offense and defense were at least on par with Madara's, if not stronger, thanks to his special chakra source. Tsunade, yeah, She cracked Madara's Susanoo ribs before, but she ain't touching Kakashi when he's sitting inside a fully formed perfect Susanoo. Gaara, sure, he's way stronger than his Akatsuki days, but good luck sealing Kakashi. He'd just flex his Susanoo and break out, just like Madara did. And that's just the start. Onoki, with his dust release, is definitely the biggest problem here. That thing can erase matter on a molecular level, which, you know, is kinda terrifying. But let's not forget Kamui exists. And not just any Kamui, DMS Kamui, which is literally twice as fast as the regular one. So that insane speed combo from Onoki and A that once caught Madara off guard? Useless here. DMS Kakashi's reaction time and insane prediction ability would break that combo instantly. Honestly, if Obito's regular Kamui was already OP enough to phase through most attacks, there's no way something's landing on DMS Kakashi. And let's be real, the man casually dodged Kaguya's attacks and even landed a hit in ways no other ninja ever has. That's a whole different league. But here's where it gets even crazier. Moreover, instead of teleporting himself to evade attacks, Kakashi could send his opponents into the Kamui dimension and trap them there. They would have no way to counter it. Now, of course, DMS Kakashi isn't perfect. His biggest weakness was time limit. Obito's 6 Paths chakra wasn't infinite, and unlike an Edo Tensei, Kakashi doesn't regenerate. That means he had to fight fast, precise, and absolutely lethal before his power ran out. But was that short amount of time enough for him to wipe the floor with the 5 Kage? I'll leave that for you to decide. Personally, yeah, I think he could. Because Kakashi is a tactical genius on Shikamaru's level, and honestly, I'd argue he's smarter than any of the 5 Kage. DMS Kakashi, despite being a fleeting moment in Naruto's history, cemented himself as one of the strongest shinobi ever. DMS Kakashi, though he existed only briefly in Naruto's history, became one of the strongest warriors ever. At that time, he was the only one who wasn't from the Otsutsuki bloodline, or a 10-tails Jinchuriki, yet still wielded 6 Paths power. That alone was absolutely legendary.
Rikudou Naruto. After getting 6 Paths power from Hagoromo Otsutsuki and combining it with Kurama's chakra, Naruto basically broke every human limit imaginable. He hit a power level so ridiculous that barely any ninja in history could even come close. Let's just keep it simple. Rikudou Naruto is way stronger than KCM Minato because, well, he has 6 Paths chakra, and we don't even have to talk about the crazy high-level stuff to prove it. Let's start with truth-seeking orbs. Those mysterious black spheres floating around Naruto, yeah, they disintegrate everything on a molecular level. They nullify all ninjutsu and defenses like they're made of paper. Not a single Kage in that lineup has an answer for this. Sure, Onoki has dust release, but that's just 3 elements combined. Truth-seeking orbs contain all 5 elements, basically making them raw, primordial chakra material. And in case you forgot, only senjutsu can damage them. The point is, none of the 5 Kage have senjutsu. So yeah, first matchup factor, and they're already outclassed. Now, let's talk about raw power. With 6 Paths chakra and Kurama, Naruto can create 3 Kurama clones that combine to form a chakra avatar with 9 tails and 3 faces. Tell me who's standing their ground after seeing that nightmare fuel. And his attacks were absolutely bonkers. Even a 6 Paths Rasen Shuriken could wipe Konoha off the map. And that's just a fraction of his chakra. So, in an actual fight, Naruto drops 3 Kurama, yeets a 6 Paths Rasen Shuriken, and boom, 5 Kage gone in one shot. At the end of the day, Rikudou Naruto is stronger than Edo Madara. And Edo Madara, he clowned on the 5 Kage like it was recess. So yeah, this fight wouldn't even be close. The counterpart to him is Sasuke, and without any debate, Sasuke also has the ability to crush the 5 Kage, no question. Now, who else do you think has the ability to defeat all 5 Kage? Leave your comments below. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.